morning or afternoon, kindergartners, and welcome to Handwriting House. So today, we're going to be practicing some of the letters we've already learned. You should have a paper in front of you that has some houses on it that looks like this, and we're going to practice the letters C, O, and A today. So the first one we're going to be practicing is C. I want you to find your house. It actually has the number 1 on it. Right here. And then you should have a C written here. So I'm going to show you how to make a C first, and then we're going to trace it together, and then we're going to do 2 more together. So I want you to come on over, starting dot. Oh, I'm doing this, and then you're going to practice with me. So watch me do it. Starting dot, up to the ceiling line, over to the wall, bump the floor and up. Okay, let's trace together. Here we go. Starting dot, so you're doing this with me. Tracing over this one. Up to the ceiling line. Over to the wall. Bump the floor and up. All right, we're going to do 2 more together. Here we go. So you're going to go to your next starting dot next to that C. Starting dot. Up to the ceiling line. Over to the wall. Bump the floor and up. Starting dot. Going to the next one, the third one. Up to the ceiling line. Over to the wall. Bump the floor and up. All right, I've picked my favorite so far. I think I really like this one. You have 3 more to try after the video. So you're going to watch the whole video and then go back and finish the rest of your C's. So now you should be on O. And what O is going to have is O is going to have a number 2 right there. And now the first one you're going to watch me make. And then we're going to do the rest together. And then we're going to trace and then do 2 more together. So here's O. Starting dot, watching me. Up to the ceiling line. Over to the wall. Bump the floor. Close the circle. Now we're going to trace that one together. So here we go. Starting dot. Up to the ceiling line. Over to the wall. Bump the floor and up. So noticing that I'm really trying, and it's on the computer so it's a little tricky, but I'm really trying to bump the ceiling line and the floor line with my letters. So come over to the second starting dot. We're going to do this one together. So starting dot, up to the ceiling line, over to the wall, bump the floor and close. Last starting dot. Up to the ceiling line, over to the wall, bump the floor and close. Okay. So far I think I like this one, but I'm going to have 3 more to practice after the video that I might like one a little bit better. So then our final one is this one, and it's number 1, and it's the A. Now the A can be really tricky because we have to not only make a magic C, then we have to close the circle, but like the O we kind of come out and around, with the A we're going to go straight up, bump the ceiling line, and down. So watch me make this one, and then we're going to trace over it together. You should already have an A on your paper. It should actually be, I think, a number 3 here. That's okay. So here we go. Starting dot, up to the ceiling line, over to the wall, bump the floor, straight up and down. So you see how I'm bumping the ceiling line too, with that straight up and down? Okay, now we're going to trace together. Here we go. So do this with me. Starting dot, up to the ceiling line, over to the wall, bump the floor, straight up and down. Okay. Come to this next starting dot. Here we go. This is going to be our first one that you're writing on your own, but doing it with me. Here we go. Starting dot, up to the ceiling line, over to the wall, bump the floor, straight up and down. Ooh. Next one. Starting dot, up to the ceiling line, over to the wall, bump the floor, straight up and down. Okay, so far this one's my favorite, but I have 3 more to finish. So what you're going to do now is you should have 3 more of each letter to practice. You can then circle your favorite one and then flip over your paper, and on the back what you're going to do is you're going to draw pictures of things that start with C, O, and A, and make sure to try to label them like our label books, because I want to see how many sounds you can pick out of those words. So again, finishing the letters on this side, flipping over, and then drawing pictures of words that start with C, K, O, A, and A, Ah. All right, thank you for tuning in to this edition of Handwriting House.